hotel didn't show up on any of the apps. I found it printed on the back of a receipt, tucked inside the used copy of a novel I picked up from a sidewalk stand. Room 308, available by walk-in only, it said in faded ink, followed by a number with too many digits. I called it anyway. The voice that answered didn't introduce itself, just said, "We have your room." I wasn't planning to stay in that part of town, but something about it pulled me. A magnet tugging softly behind my ribs. The building was tucked between two taller ones, old brick tucked into shadows that never quite cleared, even at noon. The name on the awning had faded into something unreadable. The bell above the door didn't ring when I entered. The lobby was empty. Not rundown, not filthy, just old, like a set from a movie left to collect dust. The clerk didn't ask for ID, just handed me a key on a ring heavy with rust. Top of the stairs, end of the hall, room 308. The hallway was too quiet. Carpets faded, wallpaper peeling, but not dirty, just paused, like time had stopped moving. The door creaked open before I turned the knob. The lights flickered once and steadied. The bed was clean. The wallpaper was striped, beige and green. Nothing strange, except for the mirror. It was bolted into the wall across from the bed. Wide, oval, set in a black wooden frame carved with shapes I didn't recognize, shapes that curled inward the longer I looked. I sat on the bed and stared. The reflection felt off, slightly misaligned. My eyes blinked late. My mouth opened too early. I waved and saw the motion return half a second slow. I laughed, told myself it was old glass, but the laughter didn't feel like mine. That night, I didn't sleep. I lay in bed with the mirror facing me, the lights off, but the surface faintly glowed like it wanted to be seen. And at 3:11 a.m., I thought I saw someone else's hand resting where mine should have been. The second night, I tried covering the mirror. I used a towel, then a jacket, then one of the bed sheets, but nothing stayed. By morning, whatever I used was always folded neatly on the desk chair, untouched. I didn't remember moving them. I didn't remember sleeping either. I started leaving notes to myself. Simple things. Don't touch the mirror. Don't believe the reflection. But they'd be gone in the morning. Or worse, reworded. Once, I found one that read, "It believes you now." Around 2:30 a.m., the air in the room would change. Grow heavy. Not cold, just aware. The walls felt closer. The light more distant. And by 3:11 a.m., I'd find myself already out of bed, already standing in front of the glass. The reflection never quite matched. My shirt might be unbuttoned when I knew it was. My face slightly turned when I was looking dead on. One night, I raised my hand slowly. The mirror version moved faster. It reached the glass before I did. And for a second, its fingers pressed against the inside, waiting for mine. I didn't touch. I stepped back. That's when I saw the photo, black and white. A child, sitting cross-legged under the mirror. The same room, but older, dustier. Curtains torn, no electricity. I flipped the photo. The words were still there, room holds, but now, under them, scratched in faint ink, it remembers more than you. That night, I dreamt of being inside the mirror, not trapped, just living there, watching someone else live my life from behind the glass. And when I woke up, my hands were cold and pressed flat against the surface. I tried leaving the next morning, packed my bag, walked down the hallway, but the stairs didn't lead to the lobby. They led back to 308. I looped twice before I gave up. The key fit the door again, and everything was exactly where I left it, except the mirror. It was larger now, the frame darker, the carvings deeper, curling toward the center like something trying to close. I sat on the bed and opened my notebook. Every time I wrote a detail, I felt like I was copying from something I hadn't read yet. At 2:44 a.m., I lit a candle. No reason why, just instinct. The mirror shimmered, not a glow, more like a membrane. I leaned in. My reflection didn't. It stayed still, then blinked once. Too slow. Its lips parted. "You've seen this before," it said. My ears rang. The voice didn't come from the glass. It came from inside my head. A memory surfaced faint. A hotel room, a mirror. But I was younger, or maybe older. A spiral drawn on the floor. I'd been here before. I just didn't remember it until now. I looked at the walls. They were clean. But when I turned back to the mirror, they were covered in writing. My handwriting. Pages of it. Please. Numbers. Names I didn't know. But all of them ended the same way. Stay out of the glass. I blinked. The writing was gone, but in the reflection, my reflection smiled. And behind me, the boy had returned. But now he looked older, taller, more like me. I stopped trying to leave. Days passed, or maybe just hours stretched long enough to feel like days. Time folded in on itself inside that room. My phone battery never died. The clock never moved past 3:12. The mirror no longer shimmered at night. It was always active now. I kept it turned to the wall, but the glow still reached me, curling around corners like steam. I stopped eating, stopped sleeping. I just watched, waited, tried to remember what it was I came here for. And one morning, the clerk knocked on my door. I hadn't called him. I hadn't seen him since the first day. He looked older, much older. "It's almost time," he said. "You'll have to choose soon." I asked, "Choose what?" He just pointed to the mirror. "Which side stays?" That night, I saw my reflection move before I did. It stepped closer, pressed its hand flat, and spoke in my voice. "We both can't go back." I didn't reply. I touched the glass. It felt like water and bone. I blinked, and suddenly, I was standing where the reflection had been, watching myself stare through the other side. Then he smiled, nodded, turned away, walked out of the room. I screamed, pounded the glass, but no sound came out. Only only silence, and behind me, the room began to fade, bit by bit, until only the mirror remained, still bolted to the wall, still waiting. And somewhere far away, I heard the clerk whisper, "Room holds, room keeps." Then nothing.